Good morning, investors. This is the November 24th weekly video update. I want to just kind of run through the market real quick, go over where the system lies and how it's identifying the trend here, what trend we're in, and kind of the market price action that the system best performs in. So overall, taking a look at the recent price action, you can see we had this huge high volatility V-shaped recovery, this V-shaped sell-off and recovery. Overall, we have now kicked back into an uptrend, but this V-shaped recovery, when you get a move that goes straight down, straight back up, and continues to run away, this is called a runaway market where you don't get any significant pullback other than a very minor one-day dip. That's a runaway market, very hard to get in without just jumping on board, knowing that at any time you could get a very sharp correction. Runaway markets are very tough. If you do play them, they have to be with a small position simply because you're in a position that the market is extremely overbought and you never know when it's going to have some knee-jerk reaction correction to the downside. So overall, the market's been trading higher here. We've been just these one-day minor intraday pullbacks, and it keeps running higher. Now, these runaway markets are very tough. We had a similar type of price action over here where the market ran up extensively without us, and we didn't start to get involved in any of these trades until we start to see deeper corrections in the market and we start to see the system pull some trades. So that's the same as what we're having here. We really need a pullback. We had a nice big gap up there on Friday and it's formed a little mini bear flag. We could easily see this continue to sell down. But we're getting to a point here where I pointed out last week that we could easily start to see this market chop around a little bit, where we could see it more or less. It could continue to poke to new highs, but we're going to start to see volatility, could see a little bit of sideways price action. It could easily start to make some higher highs and higher or lower lows. And this is the type of price action we want. We're just starting to get into the volatility now where the market's digesting. And we're starting to get cycles of money flowing in and out of the market, and that's when we get the actual some trade setups. Now, if we go way back in time here, take a look at June, July. We had nice price action, very choppy, very noisy, very difficult for a lot of traders to play, but this is where the system really can pick up this oscillations in the market. We kind of get in this kind of running correction, this kind of range, and we can get in on these oversold and out on the overbought and continue to play these gyrations in the market until the trend turns. And then we, of course, orange means we don't do any trades, we sit in cash, and we will kind of wait for a setup and kind of go forward. Now, again, if we go back here, we had a correction back here in April. Didn't get any really to the downside there. Instead, we saw a strong recovery here without any real pullback, and then finally we started to get into some trades where market chopped around. We got some nice trades. Again, once we get into these strong runaway markets, our last trade we will be long, but overall we'll hit our targets usually fairly early. And until the market has another significant pullback, we miss a lot of these the strong session areas in the market, but that's the way it works. And because we're playing futures, we just need to pick these gyrations, and we've got the leverage that we don't need to catch all the big moves. We just need to catch the high probability gyrations in the market and sit in cash. So again, we go all the way back to March. This is when we activated the system, started to have some others investors follow it. We had a sharp kind of three-wave correction, and then the market went into this knee-jerk reaction, very similar to what we've seen now, and rallied up. And we didn't get into any trades here until actually this first strong pullback in March. This was our first trade. So again, very similar price action to what we just saw October. The system doesn't trade these moves that are more or less parabolic. They just go straight up. They're a much higher risk. You never know when the market's going to correct. Something that goes straight up has a very high tendency to go straight back down. Of course, if it's a trend reversal, then it can carry on, just like what we've seen here in February and March, and what we've seen now in October and November. So our first trade, again, we started to see volatility. This is kind of very similar to what we're seeing now. We've had this strong run. We're pushing to new highs, and we're starting to see volatility. And then this is when we started to get in. We got into a really good phase here. We had several months of winning trades back to back. And the price just gyrates. While this looks pretty sloppy and tough to trade, the system actually can identify and trade and manage risk fairly well in these conditions. And that's what we're waiting for. We're just waiting for those V-shaped recovery. If we just flip back over to the current price action, this strong straight down move to, kind of a very strong rebound rally to new highs. We're just starting to see gaps and volatility pick up, and we're going to start getting back into some more trades. Anyways, that's it for this week. Overall, the trend is up. I think we might get, we were very close to getting long there last week. but price ended up not quite reaching our first long trade. So we're looking for some volatility here. The system will be looking to buy into the dips. 20-day moving average is starting to come up here, and I think we'll start to see have a trade here shortly and get back into some good holiday season kind of chop and run higher hopefully and make some good money going forward. Anyways, that's it for now. Take care. Bye-bye.